What is going on YouTube? Hitting back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be looking at Cardano as well as Chainlink. We haven't looked at Cardano in quite some time now, and it's honestly quite interesting to see how this coin has been forming over the past couple of weeks since we haven't viewed it. Now, last we left off with in Cardano, it was actually bottoming out or, moving pretty substantially to the downside in the past couple of days. But recently, we've seen a major reversal in this coin, very similar to what happened with Chainlink, where Chainlink hit a bottom and saw an immediate reversal and swing back to the upside here, and now Cardano is doing the same, up 37%. So it's pretty incredible to me to see that even in these markets where for the most part majority of the cryptos, at least the major ones, are starting to swing lower and seeing bearish reversals to the downside here, that there are at some point other cryptocurrencies earlier hitting a bottom support and bouncing off, because one would think that if we're correcting to the downside here and the major cryptocurrencies are pulling in themselves down and everything is down right now in the market here, that everyone would continue to follow. But there are some outliers like Cardano now, which is up 37.9% for the week and 10.2% currently. Now, obviously, there is some news floating around as to why Cardano is breaking up, but I want to show you guys something without looking at the news at a more technical standpoint as to why this was a pretty predictable run. But obviously, we can't look at all these cryptocurrencies all at once, which is why I like recommendations when you guys actually put one out. So today's video, we will be looking at the Cardano break that has happened here, as well as in the Chainlink correction that we have a position in and are currently shorting to the downside, as I do believe a DDE movement is anticipated right now for the markets here. But with that being said, guys, today's video is brought to us by XSTIK. XSTIK is basically trying to be the mascot for XRP cryptocurrencies with NFT drops, giveaways, merch drops, their own token, and much, much, much more. So more information about XSTIK will be at the end of today's video, so definitely stay tuned for that. Otherwise, I have linked them down in the description below if you'd like to check them out earlier. But with that being said, guys, definitely make sure to smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and let's dive into today's episode. So guys, today's video, I want to start off with Cardano specifically, then we'll look at Chainlink, which is in a continued correction to the downside, which we are capitalizing on using BitYard, which I want to talk about later on, as that's been a short that we've entered a couple of days ago, and it's been pretty profitable ever since here. But moving forward, looking at Cardano right now, this is all the way back in the past, but I just want you guys to take notice of something. This is back in February of 2021. Okay, so the beginning of this year. Check it out and let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. So when we originally start this, we've developed and drawn some supports and resistances, obviously price floors and price ceilings, and you can see where these pretty much come into context. So I'm going to just circle the price ceilings that I'm seeing right here, and this is why we've pretty much drawn this as a resistance here. We've seen a lot of problems in this zone where prices tend to come up, hit it either with the daily candle or a wick, showing signs that this is the top, and then expecting to see an immediate reversal. Now, this is a daily here. We're looking at the daily charts right now. So you can see numerous occasions here we've hit this top resistance. 1, 2, 3. Pretty much use this. It wasn't that really well of a support here. We did see more so a consolidation pattern. I mean, you can see pretty much that this was consolidation in, if this allows me to draw it here. Something like this was taking over a symmetrical triangle, then we broke bearish. Regardless, it ended at this support here. And then you can see again another resistance here. Now moving forward again, you can see, well, how has it acted as a price floor? Problems over here. We've had supports here and again, and we've had wicks 2 times here, a wick again, and then here we are again. So clearly there's no, interruption in between. We're not seeing prices do that over here and flipping upwards. We're seeing them come to the bottom here, and it's on numerous occasions. And you can see it's not like we hit the bottom and we consolidate outwards. That's not what happens here. So let me remove these and we can continue onwards. You can see for the most part here, when the price actually manages to get into contact with it, it's an immediate reversal. And vice versa, when we come into contact with the bottom, it's an immediate swing to the upside. It's not consolidation. We don't hit it up here, consolidate on it, and then dump. No, it's an immediate reversal to the downside, and vice versa. Once we come into contact, an immediate swing to the upside. There's really little hesitation or uncertainty where consolidation tends to swing us, and then we see the run. Nope, it's an immediate reversal, an immediate swing, or an immediate rejection, and we correct lower. And look at how it's continued. So we had the first one, dump lower, swing immediately back up, no consolidation. Now we swing forward. Now we're into June 23rd here. retest this bottom, immediately swing up, retest top resistance, come back down and hit this bottom, and then we swing back up. So let's scale it out even further here, ignoring the big price run that we had in 2021, end of 2021. All right, so I'm going to show you something right now. So with this pattern, being that we hit supports and we, come back up, if I was to say, okay, based on this theory here, that every time we hit bottom support, where do you expect to see this to move to? So like if I had scaled this out like this and said, okay, guys, the previous times that we've hit this bottom support here, every single time we tend to stay above it. We end up being oversold and we bounce off. Typically see these swings like this that happen every single time. Well, here we are again retesting bottom support. Where do you expect to see this price to move to? Is it going to swing us to the upside, or are we going to continue to dump lower? One would argue that we're probably going to see prices swing back up. That's exactly what happened. Obviously, with anticipation, the same thing would apply up here, that we'd probably see correction to the downside. That's not what I meant to happen. We'd see correction to the downside, but that's why we put in stop losses, obviously, with an expectations of corrections to the downside. Here, we would put in stop losses in case we did just that, and obviously we reverse back to the up, so we would have hit and triggered our stop loss to then switch our positions and move to the upside here, because when we tend to break this, we tend to see a pretty substantial run to the upside too. So moving forward now, moving into what's happening currently, look what's happened right now. You can see the perfect opportunity to buy into Cardano would be not necessarily here, but when we see prices fluctuate all the way back down to retest this support. If retest was done and we hit this bottom support here, the price floor, it would have been a good call to buy in with anticipation of leverage. Now, do I think we're going to swing up even higher than this? No. I'd probably say if you had been one of the lucky ones to buy in, since we didn't pay attention to this, we would be able to buy in leverage to here, and I would take my profits here, as we typically tend to get rejected off this resistance here. And here we are now battling a moving average. It's just showing more signs of seeing prices dump lower. Now, obviously that might not happen. We could definitely head up higher. Do I think it's going to happen? No, I think we're going to get rejected off of this, but you can obviously create a stop loss just in case that does happen. So that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about in regards to the recent trend that's forming right now within Cardano. Pretty incredible to see that we're now bouncing upwards. I would like to see if there's maybe a weekly downtrend that also would correlate well with the movement here. You can once again see right now how this is an extreme support. I mean, I don't really need to say much here. On the weekly, you could clearly see this as a support level, which signaled rejection and a swing to the upside here. Is there a downtrend? It's tough. This would be the downtrend, if, to say the least. This would be the falling wedge fractal like that. And we are starting to see prices break us above, which is good. Don't get me wrong. But so I would just keep a stop loss tight just in case we dip lower. My expectations are that's what's going to happen. I don't think the market is ready yet to see, Cardano swing to all-time highs, but it is still a possibility. So I would just keep the position tight. We just recently started a trade outside here. Let's see how the weekly candle decides to close, as we just started this week in a positive here. But otherwise, we do look okay. This is the first time we're coming back up, but we are getting very close to retesting this major resistance. Good chance rejection is going to take over right now. But moving into Chainlink here, one that I'm pretty excited to talk about here. You can see we've been tracking Chainlink for a while now. Been a couple of days, if not maybe 2 weeks at most. Big symmetrical triangle forming here. I think this is a symmetrical triangle. We have a falling wedge. We're going to remove that as it's not necessary right now. You can see we hit bottom on point C, swung up to point D. Now I expect to see a D to E formation here. We're starting to continue this movement lower. So I'm going to get rid of these supports. We hit the top resistance at point D. We put in a short position, and since then we've been correcting lower, obviously intertwined within the daily moving averages here. I do think we are going to break that soon. Regardless, position is in, and I do believe we are going to see this continue drop and reversal to the downside. So Chainlink definitely hit the top, and I do believe this is going to continue to scale itself downwards. How low are we going to be moving to, like percentage wise? I do believe from where we currently are is about another 21% drop. In total, probably a 31% drop. So I'm doing pretty well off my trade since we bought in at the top resistance here. Once completing and confirming that this was a short, that's when we bought in, and since then we've been correcting downwards. It's no extremely huge, short opportunity just yet, as we are starting to hit some turbulence, trading sideways, getting intertwined within this moving average here. But at some point soon, I do believe we are going to close below this moving average and continue to scale us lower. Obviously, stop losses are still set pretty close, but I do believe strongly that we are going to see prices drop us, downwards. Otherwise, guys, you can actually trade Chainlink. If you go over to Bityard and you go over to link right here, you can actually trade this, which we're doing shorting to the downside here. This is where you can do so. I have linked them down in the description below if you wanted to leverage trade this crypto. And then remember to click on mystery box to actually get free cryptocurrency and get free daily mining, which is also really cool. Remember, you guys have a live account, but can also trade on the demo to practice your skills. But with that being said, guys, I do want to talk more about XRPStick with you. I want to give a huge shout out to XRPStick for sponsoring today's episode. As with all crypto projects, please do your own research and never invest anything you can't afford to lose. That goes without saying. So guys, the XRP Ledger is a decentralized public blockchain led by a global developer community. It's fast, it's energy efficient, as well as reliable, and with ease of development, low transaction costs, and a knowledgeable community, it provides developers with a strong open source foundation for executing on the most demanding projects. Now guys, the lower fees and fast transactions and custom token functionalities makes XRPL ideal for building an ecosystem of NFTs, and that is exactly what the project XSTIK did. XSTIK wants to become the first community approved official XRP mascot, created by a team of 4 cryptocurrency enthusiasts built with the skills, experience, and endless hunger to push this project forward. The team is fully doxed in a few places, such as Global ID, Zoom Wallet, as well as on XRP.com. Now, their plan is clearly written out in their roadmap, and after completing phase 1 of their roadmap in 2021, they are now onto phase 2 for this year. And the project, as you can see, includes their native token as well as NFTs, and currently they have a program on their website called Drop Zones, which include NFT drops, as well as giveaways, merch drops, XSTIK token drops, and much more to come. Now, these drop zone opening dates will be announced in their Telegram, as well as Twitter and website, so definitely make sure to follow them so you don't miss out on any upcoming releases. I've also linked them in the description down below for you to check out. And now when the NFT drop zone opens, it actually includes an undefined number of NFTs at a time. And with that in mind, the current drop consists of 6 types of NFT collections, all of which have different features like tiers, amounts, and even themes. Now guys, XRPStick even has an early access position in the first XRPL marketplace, which means that they are going to mint first NFTs in XRPL. And then their NFT card tiers consist also of common, rare, epic, and I believe legendary, mystery, and a custom tier bracket. Now, in regards to their XSTIK token, it actually has a total supply of 1 billion tokens, 50% of which is going to be airdropped to the community, 10% for the team, 15% for their marketing and giveaways, and then 25% for development and operational costs. So guys, for more information, definitely make sure to check out the links down below where you can check out XSTIK. Otherwise, huge shout out to XRPStick for sponsoring today's episode. As always, make sure to smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace.